more, maybe, I don't know what the right word is. But Spirit says that you're going to, be successful at it. Like, that's the phase you should be putting your new creative energy into. You've overcome a lot of, you're really, like, I really, you know how much I adore you, Poul. Like, you're part of my family in some way. And so it's, in my spirit anyway. And so when I look at you now, like, I've never actually read you before or seen your spirit, but I really like it. And it looks like you've overcome a lot of your own obstacles from your time, that you just absorb so much from the earth. Spirit says, like, you learn from every place you go and everything you meet, everyone you meet. And Spirit says it's time to now start filming those experiences and sharing them with people, because it's going to do very well. I feel like in the next year and a half to 2 years, you could be at Sundance Film Festival. You've got somebody from New York who really likes your work, so I'm real excited for you. But you also start to capture kind of the world as it's changing too, because you're starting to see it. You're actually pretty psychic yourself. You just kind of just call it more guts. Ah! That's funny. Woohoo! I just keep going. See, it's fun, huh? And I know, sometimes do people really want to see other people get readings? Like, fuck it, you're here. A good spirit. Spirit says, so loving, great mom, I'll say that. You got good love in your heart, but we'll go deeper down into your spirit. You have a good life, and you're pretty content, I'm going to be honest with you. But then I like to get down to the shit, you know what I mean? Because it's beautiful, and that nothing has to change in your life at all. But it's almost like you're missing a part of you sometimes, And even though you keep busy and you have become a role model in your family or whatever, you're just, you're moving forward and whatnot. Spirit says that you're missing that that fire you used to have in your creativity. A lot of people right now are starting to open up the creative artist again, because we've become moms or had to work or whatever, and so we forget, and you need to get back into it, because you're really good at it, and it actually brings you peace and joy, and you actually want to reach the spirit more and more, and the very spiritual spirit says, but it's almost like you have to trust more your own, like, how do I word it, Spirit, help me out, that you trust Spirit out here, right? Like, you might trust it out there, or be curious about it, or you're really light being, I'll say that, but underneath you're missing a part of you, and your kids are going to grow up and leave, and when they do, that's usually my busiest time, because in June and July, because moms don't know what to do anymore, because they didn't do anything for themselves the whole time. You see what I mean? And so you kind of lost that part of you, if that makes sense. And so it's important for you to bring it back, because you can have still your great life and everything's, nothing's always perfect, right? But it's good. And so, but I think that what I don't want to see happen to you is, how do I word it, that I see happen a lot to people is they forget who they are as a woman. Like, you can be a wife and a mom, and those roles are pretty fucking good, but you don't know that essence of who you began as a human being. The thing about when we become parents or, stuck in our careers that we probably don't love, most of us don't, that it kills your spirit. It just does. And it's so important for you to keep it alive no matter what you do, like you have to do yoga or go, see the Tattooed Psychic or, just, find that joy in your life. What do you do for joy? That's what I want to know. So sometimes we have to ask ourselves these questions, you know, like, what's making me happy, you know? And I think that with you, you have to find that, you know? Because if you don't, you know, you're going to miss, thank you, Spirit, you're going to miss the opportunities of allowing, like, you're really creative and artistic, so you've got to bring that out somehow, whether it's just with photos or painting or writing, whatever, because you're kind of a loner spirit too, you know what I mean? So you have to have that moment alone to create. Or making jewelry, man, you're really good at all that stuff. You're just letting yourself become something that you think you should be, if that makes sense. You can still be it, but you have to be this too. That's what I look at for you. And what's your dad?
Here.
What's I like your dad. He's funny. He's a stubborn son of a bitch, though. Yeah. He's a good influence on you, though. He was hard on you, huh? So all that makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any questions for Spirit?
Does my voiceover work fit in top of that?
That creative side? Probably. If it's something that you aren't feeding, though, it needs to be fed. Like, in other words, maybe you can take it further, but you're not. Maybe you're limiting yourself and you're not seeing your fullest potential. Because sometimes people do that. We stop at a certain point because if it gets any bigger, could we really do it?
Right.
And so, if it's creative for you, absolutely it does. Absolutely. Do you have kids?
Sure.
How did I see 3?
Because there's one that wants to come, but I won't let it. It's going to be like a grandchild or something.
Yes.
We made an agreement
Okay.
years ago
All right.
when it was done.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's fair. Tell me your kids' names. Let's see you.
Amy and Kyle.
Amy. How old is Amy?
4.
4. And how old is Kyle?
3.
3. Amy. She's fun. I like her a lot. She's so creative. Just fire, 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 fire. She got a lot of energy. That little one, though, is a little more calming to me. He's got some fire, too, but he's an older soul spirit, more a loner type, probably. Not like freaky loner, but kind of find his essence, where she's more, whoa, 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 pay attention to me, out in your face kind of deal. I like her a lot, though. I think that she's going to be that one that keeps you going. She's probably going to have, if she likes dance, she should move a lot, dance, movement. Probably go to New York when she's older. She's that kind of spirit. You ain't going to see her very long, I'll tell you that right now. She's gone. But she's fine. She's tough, you know. She's independent. She's independent, though. That other little boy, though, not so much. He's going to stay closer to home. And that's okay. She's going to be the one dyeing her hair, getting tattoos. Oh, yeah.
My mom always told me, wait till you're done.
Yeah, she's going to do it. But she doesn't do drugs or anything, and she's really a good kid. She's just really creative, you know. You got to let her do it because she knows what she wants. And hey, I got to give her credit for that because fuck, I'm 45 and still don't know. So the kids are good. Real good.
I've been told by actually a few readers that they're crystal children.
Probably wouldn't, yeah, because the time period they're born. Absolutely. Any kids born in that time frame are crystal children. Past 10 years, 9 years. Actually, thank you, Spirit. 6, 7 years. Thank you, Spirit, for correcting me. What else? He wants to read. Let's go in there. Oh, that makes sense. to think about spirit. I understand. You know, spirit's not for everyone, but you know, it's you have to. Some people have to see it to believe it, kind of deal. So do I. But I like you. You have a good life. You always stay positive. Spirit says that that you always keep active, and you're always trying to just be happy within the moment, you know. And I think that's good. And I think you have a great family that has helped you do that, and maybe that's why you're like that. But Spirit says that there are some things you didn't achieve that maybe you shouldn't give up on yet. And maybe you need to just kind of open the box a little further to your own dreams right now. See, what people don't realize is 2012 and 2011 is about, how do I word it, Spirit? Planting the seeds for our dreams to come true in 2012. Like, it's about shifting our energy to become more of what we want. Like, people don't realize that we can get what we want. I wanted things in my life, and you know, even though I'm in a tough spot right now, I still got them, you know. And I think with you is that you have this dream, Spirit says, to sing, but you didn't put out your CDs. You didn't stop and write your music. You didn't commit 100,000%. You just did it on the surface. And Spirit's not being mean to you. They're just being honest with you. And so Spirit says that if you want this dream to come true, then start working. You know, I've met successful people, and it's possible to have that dream, you know, even if you just do it to do it. You might not be Mariah Carey, right? But just to say, I produced something. I did this. And I think you need to do that before you die. I think you need to produce something before you die, because if you don't, you're going to regret it. And the number one message Spirit teaches us is don't die with regrets. That's why I just try to do everything that I want to do. I have a bucket list in my head. It even included watching breakfast at Tiffany's. It really did. It was, now I have to do skydiving this year. I had to buy a Harley. I had to go on tour. I had to write a book. I mean, there was things I did, and tick, tick, tick. Now I got my Harley. I don't know what the hell to do anymore. So now I'm just going to go, okay, now I'm going to create a new bucket list. So I think that you've got to realize that you do have a great life. You've got a great husband who's going to support you if you do this. It's just, you've got to learn to work with somebody maybe and write your own music and just produce a CD. So you can say, I did it, you know? And I think that if you just accomplish that one thing in your life, that would make you feel so good, and then you could see how much further you could go. The thing about fulfilling our dreams is that you just do it one day at a time, you know? I didn't get where I was just like in a rush, you know? It took a lot, you know? I had to fuck up here and fuck up there, and, you know, fuck up that relationship and fuck up that, you know, until you make it, you know? And then, but you have to start somewhere, and so that's my advice, what Spirit says for you to do, because that's really all that's missing from your life is that dream, you know. But everything else seems really good. You have a great family, great husband, you like your work, you don't love it, but it's tolerable. It's tolerable for you. But you're much more talented than that, Spirit says, and so you've got to just do it. You can write music, what the fuck? Just find a piano player or someone and start writing. Somebody will help you. The thing about Spirit is this, and I'm going to tell you something. When Spirit says it, it's usually right. Ask anybody who's seen this work before. When Spirit tells you to do something and they say it will work, it will work. But it's not going to knock on your fucking door and be like, hey, here's your dream. You know, you didn't have to work for it. You got to work your ass off to make it in the work that you want to do. If you want to be a singer, you got to... Baby, you got to do it morning, noon, and night, just like I had to do. Morning, fucking noon, and night. Sleep with Spirit. Go to cemeteries at night. You know, stay up all night talking to dead people. Find out what they have to say. Oh, then to go teach people. Blah, blah, blah. Day and night. Work, work, work. But then you get the luxuries of life, you know. That's just how it is. But you have to commit. People don't commit. They don't commit to their dreams. You know? And then their dreams don't come true, and they go, why didn't my dreams come true? Well, because you gotta fucking slit your wrist, you know. You know who I love is Outkast, and when you hear Outkast in interviews or whatnot, they're always talking about how everyone shit on them, and they said they'd never make it, but they believe in spirit. They're actually very spiritual people, and they believe in that. If you just believe it, it will come true, and you have to see it and feel it, right? And so you have to be able to see that CD, see the words coming out, and feeling the words that you can write, because you know you're a songwriter. You've just been fucking lying to yourself for 20 years. What the fuck? So, time to wake up. Spirit says, wake up. You want this? We can do it. Just focus, focus, focus. You don't got kids, right?
Yeah.
So what the fuck? You ain't got no reason. I don't understand. If I didn't have kids, fuck. I would have been Courtney Love, for God's sakes, you know? That was my dream, to be Courtney Love, yes. Yes. So that's how fucked up I was. Drugs, alcohol, you know. So anyway, I think, you know, I hope all that makes sense. I just want you to know that it's never too late, you know. In fact, women in their 40s are making it bigger now than ever. That's when we do make it, because we're solid and we should be in who we are, you know. And I think that it's never too late to give a dream a shot, ever, ever, ever. I've seen 80-year-old women do it, you know. And so I think I saw an 80-year-old woman buy a fucking Harley and get a tattoo. That was her dream. And I think that it's never too late, you know. And the Harley thing, yeah, I know. I just can't. Like, you just get on it and you're just like, ugh. You know, it's like so hard to say. It's not a Honda, it's not a Suzuki. It's so beautiful. And Harley people understand it. Everyone else doesn't, and we know that. And so I think that's it. I think I'm going to end this.